Hey guys, I'm Rahul. This is an MSI 34-inch ultra-wide monitor. I couldn't find any reviews for this in YouTube, so I thought, I might just do one myself. So the model number is MAG342CQRV. This is 34 inches, 1440p ultra-wide, 100 hertz with a 1 millisecond response time, and it's a VA panel with a 1500 R curve. Uh, this is more around 429 USD right now in Newegg, and this is targeted to be like an affordable gaming ultra wide monitor. Okay, so let's talk about the specs. This is a 1440p ultra wide monitor, 100 hertz, 1 millisecond response time. From a ports perspective, it has one display port, two HDMI. It has the power brick, which is external, not an internal one. We'll talk about that later. And it's FreeSync enabled. It is not gsync compatible in terms of certification, but it does work, so that's fine. It has a nice 1500R curve. It's a VA panel. The curve actually looks pretty good. I mean, I like my ultra wide monitors to be curved. Straight ones just feel a little weird, so this is pretty good. And the viewing angle is 178 degrees. Again, pretty nice. All right, so this does have RGB at the back. It's not something you can control. It's just there. It doesn't bother me. So we'll leave it at that. And finally, the stand can be removed. You can mount it. It's vesa mountable 100 by 100 mm. So that's another option we have for this. So let's talk about the pros. I mean, this is a decent monitor. From a build quality perspective, it's pretty solid. I like the construction. It looks plasticky, but it's fine. The only problem I have sometimes with it is it's a little wobbly if you keep touching it. But again, that's not something you do all the time. It's good that way. The stand itself can swivel side to side, up and down, and can also move up and down. So that's all good because I've seen many monitors which do not do that, specifically the swiveling. So that's pretty nice. From a brightness perspective, this is around 250 nits. I wasn't sure if that's going to be good or not. But then in a brightly lit room, it's pretty nice. I have no problems at all. Uh, Viewing angles are 178 degrees. I see no issues going side to side. There is, no ghosting and no distortion. All good. I am completely satisfied with that. And finally, let's talk about the backlight bleeding. Now, this being a VA panel, I've seen other VA panels that I have do have a lot of backlight bleeding. This one seems fine. Now, again, from a different angle, you'll see more. I'm pretty sure from that angle, you're seeing a lot of backlight bleeding. But when I sit right in front of it, I can see some on here and then some in the bottom. But then again, that's when you're sitting right in front of it. I'm pretty sure if you move around to the side, it looks bad. So what I'll do is after this, we'll just move the camera back and forth and you can see that. Okay, so as I said, right, you're sitting right in front of it, it's fine. If you go to the side, yes, you can see the black light bleeding a lot. But again, because you're sitting in front of it, I have no problems with it. I would call it more of a pro than a con. But having said that, let's talk about the cons. So to start with, right, this is a problem I've seen on this monitor multiple times. Now, this is not a gsync compatible, certified compatible monitor, but when I open gsync, it does show it as compatible. And if I click on it, it does do variable, refresh rates. But I've seen a couple of issues with that. Let me show that. I'm going to just open State of Decay 2. I've seen this problem happening with State of Decay and also with Hitman 3. What happens is when the game first starts up, the screen just goes black. I don't know what's happening there. It'll just completely go black if I'm moving the screen around. Again, it doesn't happen every time. Oh yeah, there you go. See that? It's gone blank right now. The game's actually there, it's just not showing it. It'll take like a few seconds and come back up. Again, if I'm moving around, same thing happens. Now, it's an easy fix to solve. I can just turn the monitor off, turn it back in, and it should be fine now. But again, I don't want to be doing that every time. That's kind of weird. So now it's on. Oh, look at that. Okay, it didn't work this time. But again, if you look at it now, it's moving. I don't see any issues again. Happens the first time. If you turn the monitor, turn it back on, it's fine. But it's a problem. The other thing I noticed is, especially if you have G-Sync enabled, you'll see a little bit of flickering. I don't know if it's visible from the camera now. I have a separate video for that. I'll put that in there. But there's flickering happening here. There you go. It's starting, I can see it more now. Again, I'm not sure if it's visible in the video, but I'll have a separate video for that. So having said that, that is still a problem when you're using a NVIDIA card. I don't have an AMD card, so I don't know if that's a problem there or not. But if you have an NVIDIA card, that is an issue. The other two small things are the power supply. The power supply is an external brick. So, just for setting up, it's a small niggle. I don't know, not a big issue. So in some cases, I've seen the monitor shake a bit. I mean, the image shake a bit. I've tried to take a video of it. It's not really visible very, much in the video. But especially when you're browsing through Reddit, if you're scrolling around and you stop somewhere, I've seen it, have a little bit of a shake. I've seen that only twice. I've been using this monitor for almost 2 weeks now. I've seen that twice, or twice, I would say. But again, that's there. I don't know what's causing it, but that's again something to note. And finally, there's no software for this. I checked the MSI website. There's no software to control any of the, brightness or modes or anything in the monitor. The other AOC monitor I have and an LG one I have here, both of them have that, and that's a really useful thing to have instead of fiddling with the buttons. The buttons are kind of, further behind. It's difficult to kind of, know what to press. But if there's a software, it's much easier for you to use, and this does not have that. So that's another con. Okay, so in conclusion, I think this is for the price you're paying for this. I think this is a decent gaming monitor. It does have a few niggles, things that you need to be wary about. But I think overall, for the price that you're paying for it, I think this is a decent monitor, and this should be definitely considered. Okay, so thanks for watching. I will have a review of the LG monitor right behind me coming out soon as well, and maybe also a comparison between the two. So stay tuned.